the quote on the BBC, but I am determined that he died rich will not be one of them. He wants to spend 99% of his fortune by 2045. He just doesn't want to leave his kids anything.
What do we have to do to start a nonprofit to get him to donate to us?
File some paperwork.
or just give me some money. I don't even need a nonprofit. Just give me some money. I'll pay taxes on it. I don't fucking care. Give me $1 million.
The government can get its gifts.
My new dream is to assemble my Lexus fleet from 1997. That's what I want to do. I want every single Lexus that was produced in 1997. That's gonna be my new dream.
Yay! Hello and welcome to On a Side Note podcast episode 26. We're back. It's been 5 years. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
We were all busy.
As I'm always going on about the strange post 2019, 2020 fucking time continuum that we've slipped into.
It's actually only been 2 months.
Yeah.
Since December 22nd, 2020.
We've been traveling through space, and it's been exciting. We've seen.
We were in time jail. That's what I'm sticking with.
Yes, but we were also traveling through space in time jail.
See, that makes sense. I would never have thought.
Get in the crystal.
Get in the fucking crystal, Jake.
You're gonna be launched into fucking interstellar space.
Did you take my crystal?
Did so sorry. Jesse was supposed to be with us,
and he's still in time jail. He got more time.
Yeah.
Time crimes.
He got more time, so he's stuck in the time crystal. Stuck in this whack-ass crystal prison.
In fact, he tried to eat the crystal. That's why they sentenced him to more.
I just realized I don't have the chat up. If Jesse gets in chat and starts trying to talk to us, I won't see it.
So I heard there was some sort of intro video?
Yeah, so I don't know how long it actually lasted because I can't hear it on stream. I have that countdown thing. You put it together for me. I'm pretty sure it's the intro music. I don't know, go back and check.
I'm on Twitch. I can't do that.
That's okay then.
Say sloppy. You should have that timed out.
I know. What is this production? It's been 5 years. We should have had all of our kinks ironed out.
And yet I didn't even have the talkie PNGs loaded when we decided, all right, let's start.
And look, I'm not even the right PNG. I'm currently not a
Catboy?
Catboy. Oh no.
Apologies. Oh, Aaron, your name is also Catboy Fed, I think.
That's fine.
I mean, yeah, that's alter ego that works.
Yeah, you're just not Shalashasknia, which is why you look like Revolver Ocelot.
I was going to say, if my headset was messed up, then I would actually be on my main system that actually has that username on it. It's the problem with working off of this. Well, I mean, it's agreeing with me now, but I don't know. It feels like it's a fucking dying laptop at this point. And honestly, the only reason I ever chance to turn it on is literally just to play fucking my retarded modded Oblivion setup, because it's the only fucking system that runs it and does all the load time in a reasonable amount.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, because you were playing the original Oblivion recently.
Yeah, which is with the remaster coming out, it's just one of those things that causes a bit of dissonance just to see how they've done it. Just because, I don't know, I don't like the Uncanny Valley thing. I like the visual upgrade of the world, but they could have done something different with the characters. I'm not entirely a fan of it. And that, as me and Kyle were fucking laughing about it when we watched the trailer, that fucking run animation and everything else, oh god, come on, guys.
What, you don't like throwing your fucking hands up?
It looks like a what game am I thinking of? There's a game that had exaggerated fucking run animations.
Naruto?
Like that. I'm just trying to. I mean, it's not as bad as a fucking Naruto run, but it's like a fucking Second Life run almost. Like that. Like I'm with the character models and just like the kind of like weird exaggeration of movement. That's like the best thing I can think of outside of like something that I'm missing right now as a reference to like point it out. But yeah, it feels like Second Life characters. Like somebody made a hyper realistic Second Life character, and you're just like, dude, this doesn't belong here. What are you doing?
Does Second Life still exist? Does that actually still exist?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Play that. We could do a Second Life stream if you want.
I just can't believe that's still around after all this time.
I mean, they fucking managed to build a business model into the game well enough that it persisted. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Eve, where there's just like a hardcore player base that is fucking stuck in there. Although, apparently, games like the GTA 4, like RP servers, and even the Red Dead ones, like they kind of have that same kind of community and culture with how things are built out, from what I can tell. Or like there are people that just fucking hang out in there rather than like RP. Or I mean, they do get serious about it. Like I did watch a video recently that was pretty funny of a guy going in and trolling, but it's the same idea as like some of the people that used to troll people in Second Life, where it's like, yeah, you're getting some of the lolcows that just hang out on the internet. I just gonna mess with them.
Wow, I'm reading through the minimum requirements for Second Life on their website. Minimum internet connection, asterisk, cable or DSL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you can still play Second Life on DSL, and it's minimum 4 gigs of memory and graphics OpenGL 3.2. That's fucking crazy how low this game can run on.
You can run it on your cell phone.
Are you serious?
I mean, yeah, there's a web viewer for it.
A cell phone client.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's not their official one, but the unofficial, one of the side-loaded clients works a lot better anyway. I don't remember. It's been literal fucking years since I played Second Life.
Do we actually have the stream that we did on Second Life? Is that like archived somewhere?
I hope so. Get into the
YouTube. Yeah, where did we do that on? Is that on this channel?
I don't know.
Probably.
I'm trying to remember where we did that. I remember we went around and we were hanging in that fucking club for a while.
When Trevor was
the Kool-Aid man and just running around screaming fuck. Like, I don't know what, like, we went into that giant fucking compendium of just avatars and other random fucking just items, and we were just fucking around clicking on shit, and we just got that combination somehow, and it was just fun. Oh, you know what else? The fucking VR chat has basically like
kind of
fucking competed with that. Like that's also the same fucking sort of social media / gaming fucking like community situation right there.
What was our old
a Joy Bombastic Cast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think VR chat really has the ability to, immerse you more in a way than Second Life, because obviously
100%.
Yeah, you have that, like, the VR helmet on, you can do the movement, and you can be like, those cringe people who say they have phantom touch and stuff like that. And
oh yeah, like I said, there's it is developed into an entire like ecosystem now, which yeah, I feel like competes even more with Second Life just because of, like you're saying, the immersiveness that it has as a capability with our headsets and the sensors and everything that people can set up now. It's like fucking crazy. I've seen streams where people are, literally just doing like community events and like worlds and doing themed like RP stuff and storylines, and fucking like streamer groups will get together and everybody will be a perspective in this whole thing and all the rest. And I'm just like, what? Okay, this is kind of crazy. Like this is weird recreation of like reality television and alternate fucking virtual reality. And it's like, okay, this is getting a little crazy.
It does not appear that we streamed that Second Life thing. It might be a recording somewhere, but it's not on this channel, and it's not on a Droid Bombasticast either.
I might have it somewhere then, saved on a hard drive, deep in the depths of my old computer.
On some ancient hard drive that will maybe boot up if you anoint it with the holy water. Burn some incense.
I'll just go down to the Wawa and get Pope Leo to anoint my hard drive.
Oh my god, that Freedom Tunes of the Pope.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Chicago Pope.
Chicago.
The church.
Oh my god.
Oh, so good. Oh god.
Wow, our very first stream on this channel was in October 2017. It was Barotrauma.
Look, you're gonna need His Holiness when the Bears go to the fucking playoffs.
Oh my god. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah. And people were in the comments saying, like, imagine the Pope coming to a fucking Bears game and sitting down in support of the team.
He's not actually from Chicago, though, is he?
Yeah.
No, he is.
Oh.
I remember seeing in passing on TV, like, a fucking thing where they were interviewing people at, like, one of the places that he was in seminary at. And they were, talking about the fact, like, wow, it's crazy that, like, the Pope comes from here.
Oh, that's right. He was born in Chicago, but he went to Villanova.
Can I get a Wikipedia page on this guy, please?
Yeah, why not?
I'm looking for it. It's the...
You Italians.
Thanks.
You took this good, amazing thing, pizza, and you ruined it. Like, come on,
oh my god,
deep dish.
So I remember. Oh my god, I remember looking at Pope Leo's Wikipedia page like just before he became Pope. There was nothing on it, like nothing. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy.
And now it's all filled out.
They have a picture of his fucking childhood home.
Oh yeah.
Welcome
childhood
to the
home in Dalton, Illinois. That's great.
That's crazy. And the worst part is somebody lives there now, and it's probably not him or his family. And so some poor fucking people have to have the... I would sell it. If it was me and I was living there, I'd be like, you gotta fucking get the fuck out of here.
I mean, they could also potentially...
But they could probably make a shitload of money saying, hey, do you want to buy the Pope's childhood home?
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, but imagine if you were like another religion and you owned it.
Hey, this is now a historic monument. You need to pay me to leave.
I'm holding this one-bedroom house hostage.
Yeah. You want to put a plaque on this that says Pope Leo's childhood home, you're going to have to fucking pay me.
This is the very same corner that Pope Leo's mother hit him when he ran somebody over with his bicycle.
Is that a thing in here?
No.
But also, like, welcome to the immediate, like, internet filing cabinet of all information that just magically gets fucking put in there.
It's fucking crazy, honestly.
Like, I mean, any event that happens that's, like, national to international news level ends up getting a fucking Wikipedia page in there and people just fill in the details. Fucking self-organizing systems. Gotta love it.
Hello?
What?
Aaron just cut off.
No, he didn't.
Oh, I did?
Oh, it might have just been me then. I am using Wi-Fi in the basement of a building, so.
Oh, great. So these recordings are going to turn out super awesome is what you're telling me.
So this is streaming from a different location. I am in the basement of the house on TeamSpeak. So no, it should not be a problem.
Gotta love that we've all started to just critically use the beautiful technology that is being able to just remote into fucking systems.
It's gotten so much better, I swear.
Oh, yeah. Trevor's always using Parsec, and it's, like, ridiculous that he can sit there and just fucking game like it's nothing with no latency.
I was trying to use Parsec on this Linux computer, and I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get it to like actually host. I can log into other systems that have Parsec, but like I have the client and it just won't work. I don't know. So I'm still not able to remote into the computer I'm on right now.
Yeah, fucking like. I mean, it's the year of Linux, but it's also the year of figuring out Linux.
It's the year of how the fuck does this work?
Yeah.
I really
have no other fucking choice.
I feel like Linux is going to soon be in its renaissance with like, with just how many people want to get away from Windows and get away from Mac because it's turning into a fucking. I mean, right now, everybody knows what's wrong with Windows. With Mac, it's a buggy fucking disaster. I've seen like so many clips of just like simple UI things just breaking that have been working for years and years and years, and it's like. I have no idea what Mac OS is doing, what Apple's doing, because it's just turning. It's horrible.
Yeah, I was watching one of Davis's streams like a month ago when an update dropped for that, and I think it was his stream machine that he has for that or like production and shit. And they like got rid of the fucking green, yellow, red icons for like minimization, closing and everything. They like replaced it with a new fucking like window bar or something like that now. And I forget what he like. It literally completely like ruined the stream for like a good hour while he was trying to like fix everything because the update literally dropped in the middle of him fucking streaming. He was just going on of like, oh my god, what the fuck is this?
Like, I don't understand my companies, like, their new thing is ginormous feature updates, every single year. Why do we need featured updates every single year? Make something that works, stick with it, and patch the things that don't work.
Make something that works and then never fucking touch it again.
Well, it's the problem of, like, it being a fucking business vehicle and a fucking asset to them technically, where, like, even if they're not improving anything, they're beholden to have to try and make a new product. And like they've reached kind of the penultimate realization of any of these operating systems where it's like, yeah, if you just fucking did exactly what you guys are saying and deployed just a working version that you got nested into a nice position where it's all done, well, there's no money to be made. And people have to justify their fucking jobs. Like, okay, well, what new thing can we come up with? Let's change the fucking UI. Why? What else are we going to do?
I feel like there is money to be made. Like, on the Apple side, people want better hardware all the time. You know what I mean? Like, an Apple makes shit that breaks. So, I mean, you're buying new shit every couple of years anyway. I mean, the same with Microsoft, though. How many times do giant companies pay them egregious amounts of licenses just to put Windows on on a laptop that they're going to sell for triple, quadruple the markup of what it actually costs to make it?
Well, that's part of the issue is that like they have that level of saturation though that like they're almost guaranteed to get all that business, and it's like where do we get new revenue streams?
Yeah.
So reinventing the fucking wheel is getting new revenue streams. A la now we have, Windows 11 is a pending thing, and we got to discontinue service for Windows 10. No, sorry guys. We need to keep you on the infinite treadmill.
But the worst part is
the development progress.
They keep developing stuff that flops. They're not actually listening to what people need, what people want. Like, Apple with the Vision Pro, horrible flop. Microsoft, what was the big thing that they did? They tried to get back into the cell phone market again, and it flopped. It's just like, it's like they have these grand ideas of what things should be, but then don't actually have realistic expectations of what they need to be and what people want and what they can afford to give them.
I mean, this whole circumstance is kind of mirrored in the video game industry, like the video game industry as well. Yeah, so like I'm telling you, it's just the fact of these things have gotten to a scale and to a level of saturation that like they're having difficulty maintaining a business model that is effectively just outdated because of the fact that like you need to find a way to subsist now rather than continue to grow because green line has to go up.
Honestly,
like that's the fucking issue.
At this point with gaming, I'm just ready to just stop gaming, basically.
I mean, I feel like all of us have basically already gotten to that point. Like, we all play older stuff or things that are not games as a service or are not in just infinite development hell. Like we were talking about just before, a perfect example being Zomboid.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, no, I'm good on that. It was interesting when, like, there were decent early access titles and people were actually willing to, like, put something out and finish it and then say, okay, we're done with it. But, like, now that we've kind of just turned this into a fucking entire lifestyle and ecosystem for how things are being done, it's a little ridiculous.
I don't even enjoy playing RuneScape anymore because it's all the updates are for people who want the fastest, XP rates, who want the quickest and lowest grind to 99s. It's all end game boss content, and like they pretend like they care about mid game and early game. They'll add like one little like pity update here and pity update there, but then everything else is for all these players who want end game, quick end game. We want end game. We want all the good stuff. We want all the money. It's like you're appealing to the wrong people. Like, the loudest people are not your core audience.
Yeah.
I wonder if developers will ever learn that after all of the, like, multi-billion-dollar 10-plus year games that have just been released to 700 players and then companies are going out of business.
Yeah, or the back end, because, like, they want player retention, but it's like, yeah, we only have, like, a couple thousand people still playing or whatever. Like a daily basis, and it's like, yeah, this didn't do as well as you thought because, well, you're just not making anything that's fucking good.
Oh God, that reminds me, Jake, I feel like you might have been keeping up with it, but have you seen what's been happening with Bungie?
No, I've seen like a little bit, but I just haven't cared enough to like, I'm done. I'm over it.
I will say, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, they got bought out by Sony and promised to, make money for Sony.
Okay.
The big thing that everyone was freaking out about recently is they were, have been for years now, vaulting their content. So, like, if you paid to get Destiny stuff, they'll just say, oh, even though that's on your hard drive, actually, we're taking it away from you. Like, there's a lawsuit going on right now that they are probably going to lose because some guy is claiming that his IP was, like, a story that he published was entirely stolen by Bungie for a campaign, and the judge is not able to make a ruling on it because Bungie completely deleted that content from, like, all of their servers. They vaulted it.
Oh, wow.
And they can't even reinstate it, so they can't even prove that they didn't steal this guy's book. But now they are trying to release Marathon, which I don't know if you know a bunch about Marathon. It was what they were doing before Halo.
Yeah, I was going to say the original one.
People love Marathon. Just like the setting is really cool. But they tried to release a Tarkov clone that looks like it's using base Unity assets.
Oh, what's it called? I know it. Anyway, but continue.
Yeah, it's literally called whatever the Marathon.
Oh, I thought it was... Oh, never mind. Okay.
The competitor for it is Arc Raiders, if that's what you're thinking of.
No, there's a game called Delta Force that looks the exact same way.
It looks like stock assets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember seeing something in passing about a whole controversy with that, where they, like, ended they got rid of this fucking Tarkov sort of, like, mode effectively and just made it, like, just a regular shooter with, like, lobbies or something.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Delta Force.
And people were saying, like, a lot of people were championing it as, like, okay, look, these people are going to learn this is not going to be just an easy fucking rollout fucking game mode style, like, the whole Battle Royale thing was. Like, no, people don't want to fucking accept this. If you're going to just give us, like, cheap slop that you just cooked up real quick and threw out there, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, we're going to call you out for your fucking cash grab, which is, like, the good thing in all of this is that, like, we're not the only people with that sentiment. Like, it's honestly, I think everybody's kind of at that point. looking at it where they're just like, yeah, dude, I'm either checked out or I'm not. I'm not buying the bullshit they're fucking trying to sell me.
Don't.
And to go back to it, like you were talking about with like there's stuff that Apple could do with hardware. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that with the fact that like the iPhone is what it is, and the fact that every year it's just we changed the fucking bezel a little bit by like quarter of a fucking inch or something or what have you, and like just fucking around with like tiny little nonsense features and then putting it out as like, yeah, this is new. We put another camera on it.
This time we took one away.
Yeah, this time we took a camera off of it. Guess what? We made it so you can't plug wired headphones or peripherals into it.
Also, you don't need a charging. You don't need a charging port anymore. You can just use a wireless charger. That's going to cost you $60.
Yeah, and guess what? We also sell it, and it's proprietary.
Honestly, like I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent about Apple right now, but I really wish, like it makes me so mad that Google is like. Well, okay, it doesn't make me mad. I'm glad that like the government's trying to fucking bust up Google, but at the same time, it makes me so mad that like Apple's untouchable.
Apple just took a huge fucking L in, unfortunately, the Epic Games case.
Well, that's totally unrelated. I mean, it is related, but it's unrelated, like what I mean. But it's just like, I have a MacBook Pro. It's an Intel MacBook Pro. Well, next year, I'm like, even with like community updates, I can't update anymore because there's going to be no Intel support. That's fucking bullshit. Like, how can, like, I don't understand how, like, they can have a product like an operating system on proprietary hardware and sell it, and you can't do anything about it. But like Google gets in trouble for having Android and having a whole collective company, and they're going to have to sell it. Like, what? How does that make sense in my head? That Apple does the same thing as a more profitable company than Google and is doing the same thing, but Google's getting hit with it. So what you're basically telling me is like soon they're going to have to sell Android and it's going to suck. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of fucked up that Apple like somehow is skirting by all this. Like, I know it's not technically a monopoly because they have a competitor, but it's like you are fucking strong arming people into hardware, software, and like there's nothing they can do about it.
I mean, I don't know. It just still goes back to what I was saying with just monolithic companies that like are so broad that they just are able to do what they fucking want. And it kind of runs into that whole classification of like nobody really wants to fully break them up because the fact of like the whole too big to fail thing.
Yeah.
Being standing of like, oh well, we do too much damage to this company or truncate them too much. Well, what about the jobs? Think about the children.
The other problem that I think is just in people's minds when trying to break up big companies is if they did, nothing would change because it would just be the same as when we broke up the railroad tycoons. Who are the people that have the money to now buy up all the pieces of those companies? Oh, the same people that we just told them they couldn't have them anymore.
And they just do
it would just now be subsidiaries.
Yeah, and
it would be my shell company's sister company's subsidiaries parent company now that owns this, not Apple.
I know. I mean, it's just frustrating in my mind that like Google is like, I feel like getting the real brunt of like this. Oh, you're a monopoly and that's no good. But then like we look over at Apple and they're just like, we charge 30% on our Play Store and people think that's bad. Like,
but so I need to read more into it, but I'm pretty sure with that thing with the Play Store, Apple was basically told you have to let third-party app stores work on your system, I know, so they're losing that entirely.
I know, but like that's like not even my problem though. It's just like that's what people focus on, and it's like that's so far removed from what like the problems that Google is facing versus what Apple is facing. I guess. I mean, I guess Google has their hands in a lot more than Apple does, but at the same time, like, I can see similarities between them, and it's just like, it's frustrating for me as someone who uses Apple computers pretty frequently, and like, I can't afford a brand new fucking MacBook. I have a MacBook from 2015 that still has an Intel chip, and I'm using community modded software to fucking have the most updated operating system, you know? Because it's not supported anymore, but it's a perfectly great functioning computer. And, you know, blame our fucking piece of shit school in Michigan, but I like Apple products now, so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sort of similar. I'm trying to switch over to Linux, but I like Windows. I like having all of that shit that I can use, and unfortunately they're making it untenable to continue using, you know, the operating system I've been using for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that on one of my laptops, I had to fucking lobotomize it so it would stop getting updates and stop trying to become useless.
And working in a business where like Windows 11 is our mainstay, it's so frustrating seeing like how bad Windows 11 actually is. Like just on the surface, I mean, like it runs so bad. Like our computers fucking chug. I mean, yeah, it just doesn't run well. I mean, I wish Windows 10 could still be a thing. I wish it could still be supported. I cannot stand Windows 11. I think it's garbage.
Did they just recently say that they're doubling down on pushing out that fucking Windows spyware shit?
I don't know.
What, Copilot or whatever?
The thing that screenshots your screen every like 30 seconds
hope so.
in case you need help. It's like, how
I'm pretty sure that's like one of the things that Copilot's supposed to be built out to, with that whole thing that was demonstrated recently with AI being able to like mimic mouse clicks and even take over like fucking typing for data entry and all the other shit like that. And it's like, okay, so you don't even need to be able to interface with fucking computers anymore, is what you're telling me. But then also, yeah, like you're saying, oh, awesome, you're gonna screenshot my fucking desktop and record all my activity to fucking train your AI model. I'm totally signed up for that when I bought a fucking operating system for my computer.
Yeah, Windows Recall, it's Copilot thing. But how Windows is the main thing used by government and like schools and shit. How are they going to and hospitals? How does this not break HIPAA and like child protection laws that they're just screen capping private proprietary information and uploading it to the fucking cloud somewhere?
So I'm not 100% sure on that, because I know, like, you know, what I do, COPA and FERPA is literally like a conversation every time we have a meeting. There's always something that is breaking COPA or FERPA, and we have to, you know, either block it or remove it. Or like the biggest one recently was Grammarly. We just had to remove Grammarly from every student's device because it literally, they weren't, I don't remember if it was COPA or FERPA, but they weren't compliant with one of them, and we were like, we can't, we are not allowed, we cannot allow students to use it.
Yeah,
but Windows 11 by itself, you cannot turn this off.
But are you sure? Like, you can't turn it off on like enterprise stuff? I mean, because like because like, think about it this way: like, you can't turn off Windows updates, but we have Windows updates turned off. We push out every single Windows update manually. No one ever sees an automatic update. So there's possibly a way you can turn it off in group policy, or
I don't. The only thing I can think of is a way like to address what Kyle's talking about and how they're allowed to do it. There's some fucking legal loophole or legalese that they're fucking squeezing through, because that's how it always fucking works. Or they're lobbying to get it changed so that they can fucking deploy it or something, because as we all fucking know and talked about before, you know, fucking lobbying is a fucking hard practice.
Aaron, call it what it is. Call lobbying what it is. There you go. Thank you.
It's literally just saying, yeah, we have a function in our government that allows us to just bribe people. It allows corporations to just fucking bribe people. Yeah, it's the cold hard truth of it. So, like, yes, I also wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft was fucking bribing people.
They probably are.
to get it to be allowed to be a thing, or just nobody asks any fucking questions about it. And everybody will say the same thing as us. It's like, oh, if they look into it, like, how is this a thing? And it's just, yeah, don't ask about it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Look, they paid to have.
Look fat.
Yeah, look fat. Look, here's the deal. They have paid to have an exception, and you're just a nobody. So fuck off. Stop asking me.
God, you gotta love it, right?
You have $1 billion? I didn't think so.
I wish I had $1 billion. I'd take $1 million, honestly.
Just be a piece of farmland, and Bill Gates will just, pay hundreds of millions of dollars for you. He's trying to spend his entire fortune by like 2030 or something.
Why? Will he donate to us?
Maybe.
He was making all of the fucking virtue signals about giving away through his charitable foundation and everything else. Although, it was Steve Jobs who was like the unremittent asshole to his daughter and just saying, like, you will not get a single cent of it.
No, that was Bill Gates.
Fortune.
Wasn't it?
Oh, there's Bill Gates too?
I thought, yeah, because it's funny you say. I mean, Steve Jobs could have done it too, but I was literally thinking that. I was like, because I remember Bill Gates saying he was never going to leave his children money, but I was like, what does it matter? Your father's like one of the richest men in the entire world. Like, you're going to have de facto money just from being related to him.
Well, so the quote on the BBC, people will say a lot of things about me when I die, but I am determined that he died rich will not be one of them. He wants to spend 99% of his fortune by 2045. He just doesn't want to leave his kids anything.
What do we have to do to start a nonprofit to get him to donate to us?
File some paperwork.
Or just give me some money. I don't even need a nonprofit. Just give me some money. I'll pay taxes on it. I don't fucking care. Give me $1 million.
Yeah, the government can get its gifts.
My new dream is to assemble my Lexus fleet from 1997. That's what I want to do. I want every single Lexus that was produced in 1997. That's gonna be my new dream.
I think you're a little old for Make-A-Wish. Trying to go petition Bill Gates.
Oh God. No. I'll just get braces again. He'll never know.
Yeah. Oh, gee willikers, Mr. Gates.
See, this was already a thing we did several podcasts ago, but now I need to figure out how old you have to be to no longer qualify.
No, we're not doing that again. It's 17. I just listened to it. It was after you have to have filed the Make-A-Wish by the time you were 17 or 18 or something like that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're going to need a time machine or some really good forgery.
Boy, Mr. Gates, I sure do love Windows 95.
Jake, just adopt some kid and be like, my dying wish is that Bill Gates gives my adopted dad every car.
From the every 1997 Lexus.
Please, Mr. Gates, you have to grant my wish.
Mr. Gates, I need to buy all of these 96 Lexuses so that I can distribute food to the homeless in my nonprofit.
I need to assemble the Lexus Dream Team. Please help.
We'll go around and give homeless people rides. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bus service.
Exactly. Listen, the LX 450 has a third row seating. There you go.
Jesus.
I have to look that up now. What?
But yeah, I don't like going back to what I was saying about what Kyle brought up about the fact you break them up, they'll just fucking buy each other, or they'll just buy themselves back. The same thing happened to the fucking banks post financial crash of 2008.
Yeah.
All of the small banks that fucking fell apart or didn't get a bailout were just bought up by the hedge funds
sad.
By the larger banks to just absorb them into these big fucking conglomerates now. And it's like, yeah, we also basically just asked the taxpayer to pay for all that of just giving those banks a fucking bailout so that they can just buy themselves back up or buy all of their fucking tiny little supposed competitors that fucking fell apart.
We had it so good. Where did we go wrong?
Aaron, weren't you telling me a couple years ago
breathe
about
and line go up?
weren't you telling me about some like group that their whole shtick was if we have national banks, it will lead to the downfall of the country?
Oh.
Back in like I would assume the 1800s.
Yeah, it was like 19th or 18th century where they were talking about early in America's history and development. I mean, that goes back to the whole debate between what is it? Oh god, I'm probably gonna speak and people can fucking butcher me for whoever's gonna fucking listen to this and have any inkling of it. But like Jeffersonian and Hamiltonian thinking of like federalization and banking and all the rest of it. And yeah, whether it's a good idea to have a central banking committee established in the country and all the rest of it, like what that'll do, who actually has possession of the mint, and then yeah, also taking away state powers to have their own ability to distribute currency, let alone also to like hold their own finances in totality. Federalization was a mistake. I know that'll cause a whole fucking uproar, and there's people are going to be up your ass like, bringing up old issues. What side of the fence do you lean on? The side of the fence where the government leaves me the fuck alone. That.
So I found it. It was the Bank Wars from fucking 1832 to 1836.
Oh, there you go.
Man, how things could have been.
I mean, that period is honestly interesting just because of the fact that like there's a lot of forgotten developmental American history, and you can have your own discussion on whether that's purposeful or not. But like the workers' movements in the country and everything else that has gone on, which is like kind of getting into leftist apologia with all of that, but like the development of socialist tendencies and unions and everything else like that that sprung out of that, like it's a very good reason, and also like the aftermath that we live in because of it, of having 40-hour work weeks and OSHA and all of the rest of this be a thing, is because of the fact that like it was pretty fucking bad what they were subjecting people to. I mean, everybody knows about the fucking Industrial Revolution in England and
yes,
how that panned out.
I love talking about the Industrial Revolution and its consequences.
Yeah, I know, but it is very much the case, and it is many such cases in that regard, because like the here in Michigan, there was fucking mining wars and all the rest of that happened between fucking people protesting the working conditions and pay and all the rest of it, and having union busters and bosses fucking go like, hey, American government, we need you to show up and set up the M1919s and just mow some of these motherfuckers down because we have socialists getting uppity. It's like, no, I think there were people just saying, I don't want to die in a fucking mine collapse or have black lung. How's about that? I don't think that's something egregious to be fucking trying to petition better rights on.
We've talked about it before. What was the very first thing where, right after the revolution, where the guys up north were like, actually, we know that you all just defended the country, but we're going to raise the army against you because you have to pay taxes now. We don't want you to stop. We're not
so in debt. And the infrastructure at that time for tax collection, because it was administered solely by states and then paid after the fact to the actual like centralized government of Congress at that point, that like it was completely inefficient for that time to try and have independent states gather in tax. I will say that. But when as a consequence you go and enforce everybody of like, okay, look, we're gonna kick the shit out of you and then tell you need to pay the fucking tax anyway. And we're also gonna fucking federalize this and take away the individual rights of the states to do so. Like, cross the fucking line. And I think I know who actually continued the spirit of the rebellion. Comparison there. I was gonna say you're gonna have to give me a second because I have to look it up. Like, I should know it off the fucking top of my head, but like, there's so much shit banging around in my head that I don't fucking remember some of this off the top of my head.
Is it Shays Rebellion?
Yes. Yes, Shays Rebellion. Yeah, they fucking send a tax collector to the fucking town and they literally charge and fetter them. And that's what basically kicked it off. Yep, and massive two shits. It's one of the reasons I dislike that state because it set the standard for the rest of our country's history of a coastal mercantile elite fucking strong arming the government into taking care of the peasant problem.
The peasant problem.
I mean, that's effectively how they looked at it. They were like, yeah, all of these fucking villagers and farmers that live out in the country
that are paying for our fucking way of life
are getting a little uppity about the fact that, like, the government is coming and petitioning them to take care of our debts. So they need to go fucking enforce that, and they better pay up. Like, and if you look at how the country's gone, like, we have that. Look at fucking California, the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, and then you also have the other concentration in New York, Massachusetts still, DC's on the coast, fucking even in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia is one of the major coastal megalopolises at that point, considering the fact that, like, New York stretches all the way into fucking New Jersey and the whole tri-state area. Like,
listen, I was just saying we need to become big New York again.
They've definitely become monoliths. Like,
or big Pennsylvania, sorry.
And the Midwest is, I don't know, people always talk about the fact that, like, in any type of breakup, it would be self-sufficient. But with the coast versus, like, the coastal access that you have and the ability to stop any type of international trade or structure in that sense, like, they kind of have the edge of that compared to the, flyover country, as they call it. So, like, they are kind of held hostage by the fact that, like, if you want to get out of the fucking country, you have to go sides where all of this shit is built up. And they do lean on those people. I mean, all of the fucking Midwest is just fucking farmland to feed it all.
Guys, I have some incredibly important news if you're done speaking about this.
American history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say ranting about American history.
This is great news from thestreets.com. All right. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh, I'm sitting down.
You better be, because McGriddle has become so popular at McDonald's that they're launching a new flavor. This new edition combines McGriddle cakes with blueberries, giving them a fruity McTwist.
Oh, I hate that a whole lot.
Don't you? In case you were wondering.
Is it? Do you know what dirty soda is?
No. But you can have blueberry McGriddles now at McDonald's if you can get your fat ass out of bed early enough to fucking get them. How exciting. This is newsworthy. I just want to tell you.
Okay, I'll add it to the list.
I was being sarcastic.
A somewhat apropos topic, talking about just American.
Well, yeah. Papa John's. What is it?
Good old.
So dirty soda is popular because of the Mormons, because they can't drink caffeine.
Yes. What?
The Mormons can't drink caffeine, so they have, like, intricate soda bars. where you
Ew,
can get.
but Mountain Dew, it says put Mountain Dew in it, and Mountain Dew has caffeine in it.
So this is inspired by how popular dirty soda is. But this Papa John's one is Mountain Dew with peppercini and Papa John's flavoring packet mixed into the soda.
Oh,
Doesn't that just sound delicious?
No, it doesn't. I'd rather eat the blueberry McGriddle.
8-ounce Mountain Dew, a 1/4 ounce peppercini brine, Italian seasoning packet, and a peppercini for garnish. And you're supposed to drink it. Isn't that just delicious?
This is like consumerist decadence. I hate this so much. Disgusting.
We have reached that point now where we're so bored with everything that we need to make everything more interesting.
I know, like, this is just needless. Like, oh god.
Needless gluttony, hedonism.
Yes, exactly.
It's the Mormons' fault.
It is.
I was gonna say.
So dirty soda is spiked with cream-flavored syrup or fruit juices, and they've been described as alcohol-free mocktails with optional flavor, cream, and fruit add-ins. And they're popular because the Mormons can't have one of the doctrinal and covenants known as the Word of Wisdom outlines practices to maintain a healthy body, and it prohibits followers from ingesting certain foods and beverages like alcohol, excessive meats, recreational drugs, and hot drinks, which encompass coffee and tea. So yeah, they make these gross sodas full of tons of shit. And it became super popular on TikTok, and now it's like a whole trend.
I know the Wikipedia article says the history of dirty sodas originates from Mormonism, also known as the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. But I read it also known as the Church of Jesus Christ and the Soda Day Saints. It's only because we're talking about dirty sodas.
The Soda Saints.
How terrible.
Yeah, I guess Sonic is one of the soda saints with their weird drinks that you've been able to get for years.
Well, aren't they also saying that, like, just in general, that, like, Gen Z, and so I hate saying that. I feel like an asshole bringing up generations, but that they're drinking less than, like, every single past generation anyway.
Is Gen Z killing alcoholism?
I think Gen Z are killing hold on, beer not distributors, beer breweries, because like yeah. I think I blame it on like people parents bringing their kids to breweries, and now they probably see breweries as like this thing that they did with their parents, and it's fucking lame now. Bro, why would a parent ever bring a child to a brewery? How irresponsible are you?
Because it's mommy and daddy's fucking get fucked up time, and we can't afford a babysitter. So sit in the corner while we get sloshed on margaritas.
Well, that, and I think that that in like their generational cohort, it's also just not one of those lifestyles that they were brought up on. I mean, like when we were younger, it was kind of the whole house party thing, and like we were definitely drinking before we were legally allowed to be drinking, and it was like, oh, what the fuck of it? Where I just feel like that it's just maybe not been as much of a culture for them. Just
well, I also feel like even for like our generation too, there was this culture lost of like, turning 21. Ooh, you're allowed to drink now, but it's not really like when I turned 21, it really wasn't that exciting. I mean,
when I turned 21, I had a Budweiser at a bar and said, "Oh wow, I'm tired and this sucks, and I want to go home and go to bed," and it stopped being fun.
Yeah, I feel like drinking stops being fun when you're legally allowed to do it.
Like I was over somebody's house for like a fucking weekend party they were having for their birthday, and it just so happened to coincide that mine was like over the weekend.
Just a weekend party just makes my bones hurt.
I mean, it was kind of just like an initial party, and then everybody was just kind of still like hanging around, and they were like, "Well, I don't give a shit. You guys can just kind of fucking hang out. Like, I'll have company for the weekend. Who gives a shit?" So everybody just kind of stayed. I don't know. It was not really like an officially supposed to be a thing, but it's just everybody ended up just being chill and hanging out. So it was fine, but it was just like we had fucking like drunk like most of the fucking day, and we were just fucking hanging out, and like there was like a fucking UFC fight on, and I was like fucking laying out on the bed just fucking trashed, and like it turned midnight, and it was just like occurred to me, I was like, oh shit, I'm 21 now. And I said that to them, and they all just looked at me, and they were like, "Oh fuck, you should have told us, dude. Like, all right, let's go out and get you a fucking drink." And I was like, "Dude, what are you talking about? I'm so comfortable right now, and I'm already fucked up. We're not going.
You're not supposed to show up to a bar drunk."
Yeah, and like
they frown on that.
Like last call is probably already well and fucking done. Like, there's no way we're going out somewhere. And they were like, "Okay, well, let's just do fireball shot." And I was like, I did it. Because they were fucking strong-arming me to peer pressure and all that.
Also,
like,
Christ, imagine the optics. Showing up to the bar already drunk, showing them your ID, and them being like, "Oh wow, you've been 21 for like 30 minutes, and you are fucking sloshed."
Yeah, no, it would have not been a good look. But like, but to the point though, like, yeah, it wasn't anything eventful. It was literally just an off-the-cuff thing where I realized it, and it was like I was already well in the middle of fucking doing everything that would have allowed me to do. So like, what the fuck is the point of it?
Yeah, I think I was 21 when I turned 21 when I was in California. So like, I was literally just out there for a couple months. So like, I had nothing to do. So that was kind of uneventful.
Like, I don't know. You probably could have got up to something, but it's like, do I really want to do anything crazy?
I mean,
for Ed turning 21 in LA.
I mean, I later enjoyed myself when I was out there by going to like, you know, fun. I don't want to say fun for me bars, like quiet places to sit down and have a drink and not be, you know, fucking. Man, I was boring in my 20s apparently, but I really enjoyed.
Let's go to the club.
Yeah, I enjoy that like atmosphere of like, you know, I always talk about going to the Standard, and I loved going to the Standard because it was just like a relaxing place, and you could sit like by the edge of the building, and you could see, you know, out onto the streets and stuff like that. It was that I would so much rather have one good drink and enjoy atmosphere of a place.
That just reminds me, down here, there's a place that Aaron went with me and my wife.
Yes, because you're in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's called Casablanca. We gotta go back.
Oh, yeah,
that was so nice.
Isn't that a movie with Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, probably. Aaron would know better than me.
Yeah, Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman.
Oh.
And all the gin joints in all the town.
Ingrid Bergman.
Right? That's that quote, right? And all the gin joints in all the town?
Maybe.
Or all the gin joints in all the world. Yeah, Humphrey Bogart said that in Casablanca.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this train coming through Michigan here.
Oh, man. I miss that sound a little bit.
There's a train near where I'm living
now.
But
it's a commuter train, isn't it?
No, there's an Amazon warehouse like down the street from our house.
Oh, wow. The Amazon actually uses trains?
I don't know that it is necessarily all them, but there is a train depot, and next to the train depot is the Amazon warehouse, so they might. I think they do.
I wouldn't surprise me if they did.
It would make sense, honestly.
Yeah, it's like the one downside to this spot. Like, otherwise it's quiet here, but like that train comes through every once in a while, and it's just like.
Does it wake you up in the middle of the night?
No, dude, I fucking.
Mine doesn't. I
sleep like a fucking.
That's true.
baby.
I mean, it would probably wake me up. Like planes flying overhead when I lived in California would wake me up. So
I noticed the train for the first month living here, and now I don't. even hear it.
I was gonna say you will adjust to it. Like given time.
It doesn't take that long either. Like if it's something you hear every day, multiple times during the day.
I don't know. I'm pretty.
As far as I know, it's just like industrial shit. Or it's literally just returning fucking cars after they like drop all their shit off. It's literally just like the actual engine going back.
You're a little tired there, Jake.
Of course I am. I'm always tired. I do like how they finished that road in front of your house quickly. I can't believe they did it in a day, by the way. Not, I drove.
Oh, I mean, no, they fucking, well, they stripped it. And then the day after we started getting all the fucking rain we've been getting.
Yeah, but they laid the road really quick. Like they did it in a day. So like I was surprised that they came out and did that really quick.
It sat bare for like almost a week and a half, and it was so fucking aggravating. I mean, it kept all of the traffic that regularly comes through here from really going through, which I was glad of. I mean, it's not like it bothers me that much anyway. I mean, I can't really hear from the side I'm on, but still, it was just nice not to have like all these people doing the fucking dumb breakneck shit that they usually do down this road just because they were like, oh, I'm gonna fuck my car up. It's like, good, stay away.
You should just go put nails out on the road so people can't drive past your house.
Like, as aggravating it was that it was left bare for that long, and I had to like carefully fucking pull in and out just to fucking get on the road. And then like crossing that bridge was also fucking a pain because they left it like completely unlevel with it, so it was like a fucking hump to get over, and then you had to like crash off the other side. It was just, it was annoying. It wasn't.
To say
I will
the
give
least.
you, it's impressive that they got it nice and fucking set that quick, but they left it bare for, like I said, so fucking long that it was like, dude, this is becoming a fucking headache. And then just the general amount of, I mean, I could bitch fucking forever about the general amount of construction in our area, but.
Yeah, you mean like all of our roads always?
Oh, down here, I don't have to live with that anymore. They just don't fix the roads. There's more potholes here than there used to be back home, which is crazy.
See, that's where your no income tax gets you. Your roads suck.
Listen, every single company in the entire country that is stuffed into that one tiny building are paying the tax for us.
Okay, but look, we also pay tolls and income tax that should in part go to that, and ours is still about as fucked up as that.
At least they oil and chip shit up there. I hate it, but they do it.
Bro, they oil and chip it here. They oiled and chipped a major highway. Like the one we drive on.
I'm saying it, at least up there they do.
Yeah,
that.
but
they don't do
you
that.
don't oil
here.
and chip a fucking highway. That's crazy. Like they patched certain parts of it, like up where the combination Taco Bell KFC was, with oil and chip.
Well, look, man, we need it to be fixed for like a season.
Yeah,
or like
we only
good
need
rain
to be
comes
fixed until our stipend from the federal government comes back in, and then we need to, be able to spend another.
Listen,
$600 million.
They should just give highway funding again for raising the drinking age. I say we raise it to 22. Kids are.
I mean, Zoomers don't fucking care. Let's just raise the drinking age to like 35. Okay.
What do they care?
The governor proposed budget for this year is $2.9 million for the DOT, up by $80.7 million.
Great.
In
Michigan, not down here.
And we'll see
Wisconsin.
how much that actually does fucking anything, which is probably not at all. They will oil and chip a little more.
I can't stand the oil and chip thing. I really can't. I hate it so much.
Well, I mean, my thing, my whole thing
Jesus.
is the fact that like winter comes along and that shit's just completely fucked.
But also, it has to tear up your
And it gets
tires more.
worse.
It has to tear up your tires more.
Oh, that too.
Well, your car is what's grinding the fucking chips down and making the road
Yeah,
flat.
I know.
So
It's
of course.
fucked up.
I was gonna say, and with how much of fucking like rumble you get on any part of the fucking highway from the fact that it's just all done up like that. Like, yeah, dude, trust me. I think in my car, I feel like every part of it. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm just fucking my suspension, ruining my tires every time I
And
drive.
listen, I drive a Lexus now. I can't be on chipped roads.
I miss my Cadillac. I wish the entire transmission didn't fucking blow up.
Well, can you drive a manual? Let's just put an LS motor in it, and we're gonna have to put a manual in. It'd just probably be easier.
I mean, I haven't sold it. I need to, but I'm only gonna get like fucking $500 for it. So if you want to try and help me fix it,
Seems like insane.
I pulled it up. The DOT spending down in my state is fucking $400 million. You know, a cool 6 times less than up there.
I mean, you got less area to worry about in their sense,
I
but
guess. I
like
feel
Nick
like
was also saying they have less revenue that they're like portioning out for that budget too at the same time.
46,000 square miles.
But I also feel like
Oh, yeah. My state's
been down there,
2,500
that's
square
like-
miles.
their fucking construction and everything moves along a lot quicker than ours does too. Like, I think the other issue is that they fucking milk it here. It's terrible. That's the part that fucking like drives me fucking insane the most. Clearly tell that's like you guys could have this done way quicker and there'd be no downside to it.
God, there's a bridge that I used to go over to get to work. They took it out of service last like October, and they say they're gonna have it done this December. So just an entire fucking no. They took it out a year ago because it was out for 2 years for them to fix a fucking bridge.
I want to see your bridge with the bridge that we've had that's been down in town for 15 years?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
They're just talking about fucking doing something.
You
about that
know
again.
what fucking angers me about that is like they're not keeping any of the original steel construction. It's like I understand, but like I feel like that style of bridge was very iconic to the area. It's very like, Michigan Steel bridge.
Bleep that noise back.
Well, I mean, it's very well. Listen, a lot of people got Pennsylvania steel all over the world. That's the thing. They built the Golden Gate Bridge with it. But
now in relevant talk, it's going to be Nippon Steel because Japan is buying that up.
Oh, is Japan revolutionizing the steel industry?
Yeah, Trump was initially
wait, are you serious?
Against it, but like he's actually gone through approving it.
Why don't we open up our steel industry again?
Well, no, we're gonna have the Japanese come in and they're gonna buy it up and take ownership of it, and they're gonna run it.
I don't like that.
Japan's Nippon expected to close acquisition of U.S. Steel at $55 a share. Yeah, Japan is just buying our steel industry. What the fuck?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we need to make Pennsylvania an economic powerhouse again. I mean, Michigan.
Like a whole Rust Belt.
I miss the Rust Belt. I want to live there.
I know, Boone.
I just want to buy a big
Ostensibly with
farm.
all of the shit that he talks about, that would be the case, but no, apparently it's too lucrative to let Japan come in and do it. So,
Well, hey,
I mean,
maybe Japan will create U.S. jobs.
I feel like it had to go this way. There could be worse people than fucking Japan, though.
Yeah, that's true. Japan is actually like allied with us, unlike half of our other allies.
Like, I'll accept that, let alone just the fact that like Japanese history is, I mean, damn sight better than most of the world. I'm not gonna say that they're doing fucking well, like not like anybody is, but they at least have the technical capability that I would trust them to fucking get it done, and do it right. It's like me and Jake were talking about before, you know, fucking with their car industry, like they don't miss. I mean, oh well, recent Toyota misses, but like uh and then Nissan as well.
Oh, Nissan's like going under. Yeah,
Really?
they're not doing super great.
Yeah, there was an acquisition from Honda that was supposed to be taking place, and everybody was kind of like, well, no, Honda's doing well. Why would they take on fucking a ball and chain like Nissan as it is?
Yeah, I mean, Toyota's the economic powerhouse for Japan, I swear to God. I mean, like, I love Toyota at this point so much because, like, their V6s were garbage in some of their newer vehicles, and they're just replacing them for people who had issues with them. It's like, good on you.
Yeah, actual good business practices.
Yeah.
That's a fucking surprise.
Gotta love it. Got to love it.
Because with Nissan, wasn't it what, like the fucking drivetrains
Yeah.
they were having issues with?
Well, Nissan also uses those garbage fucking CVT transmissions and everything, and they're just fucking garbage. I don't understand why. It's like, it's just the old saying, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, just give me a normal transmission, and we're not gonna have problems because CVTs are garbage.
I don't know, like, I mean, the whole auto industry is its own fucking mess, just like all of the other things that we've talked about with like.
There's a reason why I didn't buy a brand new car.
Incentives on behalf of companies and stuff like that.
I will hold out and drive old cars for as long as I possibly can. I will never own a brand new car if I can.
Well, dude, that's why the used market is the way it is now, because everybody's kind of making that decision, especially with the whole push for EVs that was happening, and everybody's like, no, I don't fucking want
Yeah,
this
good luck
shit.
trying to find a used Toyota for a reasonable price. Ask me how I know.
Well, Jake, your problem is that you're not searching in like Australia or South Africa.
And then the other issue is the fact that, like, what we talked about fucking earlier this week, Kyle, that whole idea that's being put forward, or actually maybe Jake, you watched the video too, the fucking regular car reviews where they were talking about car subscriptions as a model.
So, I don't watch him anymore.
Oh no.
No.
What?
I just kind of started falling off of his content a little bit. It's just kind of turning into this, like, vicious circle of all the same complaining, and like he's kind of had some bad takes on cars that I just really haven't aligned with, and it's just, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really driving with his content anymore.
Interesting.
Well, he was talking about the...
And also when I met him and he was kind of an asshole, kind of like rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, that's understandable.
Oh god, shots fired.
Yeah.
But yeah, the car subscription thing, people have wanted it in cities where you would basically just get an app on your phone and you just, walk out to the street and climb into any vehicle that's there and just take it wherever you need, and then you just get out and someone else can just, hop in that same car because they also have the subscription.
Good.
So you just wouldn't own a car, and, you could just get stranded somewhere if all of the subscription cars just go away. But that's just something you'd have to learn to deal with.
Well, that, or it was at least the way he was describing the model, was that it was like effectively leasing agreements. It's just that, like, it's the short term fucking basically car as a service kind of lease like ideas, which is just, yeah, like we were both said when we were talking about it, fucking, so it's just leasing. But anyway. Yeah, like the way that the thing that he laid out as like the test model that they were querying people about was like, would you pay $600 a month?
No.
For a vehicle? And yeah, no, that was my immediate answer. And yet it was like 49 to like 51%, and they were doing like generational breakdowns, and like Zoomers and Boomers were both in like that higher percentile of agreement.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised in the Zoomers, honestly.
Well, they're stuck in the circumstance of like not having the financial mobility to really be able to ever declare ownership of anything in those circumstances, just because of the fucking rough raw deal they've been fucking given. In the current circumstances. So like I can kind of see where they would be coming from an agreement of like, look, especially with the turn away from like the like Kyle was saying with the idea of people living in cities and like wanting walkable communities and all the rest of that. Well, like the most feasible place for that is in already developed cities, rather than like the suburbs that are already kind of dispersed in the way that they are, that necessitate having a vehicle and like more so ownership of a vehicle rather than having the model that Kyle was talking about where everybody's just fucking using vehicles as a public service or some shit, which we all know how well it'll go, given how you see some people driving around cars where like literally only the driver's seat is open and it's just fucking trash and shit all over the place. I totally want to have vehicles be just a fucking public good. That'll go so well.
On a similar vein to that,
when the cars smell like fucking
oh my god, I watched a video and I'll just link it just in case about because I almost use a buy now pay later thing because I wanted to buy my new old camera, and while I could buy it outright, I was kind of in my mind, I was like, well, what's the point of buying it outright if I could pay it off? But I was like, I don't really know how these like buy now pay later things work. But
Aaron, what's the one we use?
A-Firm.
And that's the one, and I think that's the one I was gonna try, but I was kind of unsure, so and I just ended up buying the camera outright anyway. But like, I didn't realize that like people our age and younger are literally like using Affirm and like other like buy now pay laters to like buy like a $3 water bottle and like just put everything on it, and then they get hit with this like insanely high like interest rate of 4 payments, and like they can't, and it's like, and it's worse than credit card debt. It's like seriously worse than credit card debt.
Oh yeah,
like I can't believe that.
I mean, for somebody who has good financial control and just knowledge, you can definitely use it reasonably as a way of like deferring payment on things. I mean, it's still all at the end of the day, fucking just instant gratification, just pushing things off to the future. But like, depending on what it, because like when I've had to hit the minimum where like I was like, okay, I want to buy something on Amazon and I'll buy a few other things on there or some shit like that, and I'll use it for that because you have to hit like a $50 minimum. And I even had like a bundle of things where I was like buying one main thing and then just getting a couple other items, and that was like at $138, and there was no interest on it. It was just split payment for 4 months with no interest. So like they don't really hit you with interest like that altogether, and at least as far as like the readout on the bill was, like it wasn't like they were sneaking fees or anything else. Like I was just paying straight up front. Well, not straight up front, but I was paying for all of that and not being charged anything. It was literally just allowing me to defer payment. So like it's not.
I'm sorry, you said that was the Affirm, right?
But
yeah.
Yes, that's the Affirm.
Yeah, the few times I've used it to make like a big purchase, like I bought an 8 terabyte hard drive and it was like $180. I was like, I will use Affirm. And they had it broken down based on how I wanted to pay, and I think I ended up paying an extra like $13 over 6 months, which on a big purchase, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
It depends on how like what you do with the payment.
Yeah, and especially when you
but they break it down for you, which is why that's nice, unlike fucking credit cards.
Yeah. And then even further, it's the fact that like, yeah, you get what you're trying to get, and then you can figure out fucking paying for it. I mean, the whole idea of just deferring payment on it, but it's like I said, it's instant gratification in that sense still. So like, don't get me wrong, I can definitely see how people would fucking
I will
be
pay you
ignorant and get
tomorrow for a
themselves locked
cheeseburger
into
today.
Yeah, but it's like, why would you use it
Yeah.
for small payment? Especially like, imagine just making a lot of small payments like that. Well, you know, you got to start paying it back eventually. And I think the worst thing about Affirm, right, is like it stacks. It's not individual payments, so it all just stacks on top of each other. So if you make like two $500 payments, well, you have 4 installments of, you know, $1,000. So.
Well, four payments of $250.
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, and that's what I'm saying. Where like,
it's just kind of crazy to me that people fall into that trap, I guess, and like don't think about it and like don't like, you know, like, you know, a credit card. You have to pay off your credit card. If you don't, you're going to get hit with interest. You don't want interest.
Well, this is the problem, and I don't know. You can put you can attribute malignancy here if you want or not, but it's that idea of like we don't teach people financial basics or give them any type of financial acumen. Yeah, to be able to figure any of this out. So like, it's kind of not surprising that we have people falling for this.
I mean,
but then again, that's where I'm saying you can add malignancy of like, okay, well,
my perfect example
we can totally run these schemes on them. So like,
and you have bad actors for the opposite. My example that I have, and I've said multiple times, when I got a new car loan from my bank to buy my most recent car, I asked the guy, hey, can I pay more than the minimum? Like, does the app let me do that? And he said, oh, I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend paying more than the minimum each month because that's just going to pay principal, and you don't want that.
What?
So, like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like
that's what my fucking bank guy said. You don't want to pay principal. You just want to pay the minimum. And it's like, what kind of fucking advice are you giving anyone that's applying for a loan?
Like, that seems like, honestly, that seems, saying that to somebody should be like fucking illegal because it's like you're misguiding them. That's fucking ridiculous.
But look, man, he's got to stay in business. He's got to get his paycheck, though. He's got to keep his. He's got to keep his.
He's got to get his.
Well, and the crazy thing was like,
yeah, he's got to get his commission.
I was looking at.
He's also got to keep his dealership.
I mean, I was looking at car loans because, or like the idea of car loans, because I was like debating, you know, getting something newer. And like some of the ones like through my bank, who I guess I won't throw out and bash, were there's like penalties for paying it off to a certain range of early, and I'm like, fuck that. That is so fucked, dude.
If you get out of debt early, oh god, what was that comic, Aaron, that I showed you? Janet sent it to me. With the guy pays off his student loans, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Your credit score dropped 500 points because you don't have debt anymore."
You know that happened to me. Yeah, I paid off my one. Because I have 2 sets of loans. I paid off the one, and my credit dropped. I never missed a payment, ever. What kind of fucking bullshit is that?
That's not the point. The point of you maintaining a good credit score is always having some kind of servicing balance.
Like, dude, credit is the biggest scam that the fucking boomers made, dude. Biggest fucking scam.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And that's why, for the majority of my life, I went without it. And, like, in my current situation, I'm a little fucked by it. And
that's kind of where I'm at.
I needed it.
You decided to get credit and then went, oh, I literally now need a second job to get rid of this.
Not even that. It's just I ran into fucking like a period of difficulty where I used it, and then I got to pay for it. And so, like, I can see where it definitely helped me because it was finances that I didn't have, and as it's understood, you're paying with your future effectively, in the way that we understand that, fucking currency, money is a commodified token of your lifetime and fucking energy. So like, you're paying with your fucking life. And that, I don't know, this further goes to why I think everybody was completely right throughout history when they said that like usury is not only just terrible and detestable, but also fucking sin, because you're literally robbing people of their future. And that's been the arguments I've seen in the past whenever people have argued against allowing any type of like credit-based financing or anything else like that. Is like, this is literally a moral fucking.
Like, I understand. I mean, like, I understand the need for like personal financial history for like, you know, when you buy a house, they need to know if you're going to default,
that you're actually going to pay them.
Going to actually pay them back.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, to an extent, I totally understand that. But on the flip side, yeah, me paying off fucking, you know, one of my $12,000 loans, and I never missed a fucking payment on it. I was always good. I paid it off early, and oh, by the way, go fuck yourself, you stupid piece of shit. What are you doing not having a line of credit, you dumbass?
Yeah, how fucking dare you finish paying off a loan you took from us?
Well, like I said, because the idea is to you know, have this portfolio of debt that you're servicing, maintaining. You need to be making an expenditure, otherwise, like, what good are you? I don't know. It's another consequence of fucking line go up, and you know, these, like in everything that we've said here, you know, monolith fucking banks and credit companies that just have the ability to just fucking do this, and it's just understood as a status quo, and everybody looks around and goes like, "What? This is fucked." And it's like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, it's been fucked.
This is nothing new. It's always been fucked.
I'm gonna say, yeah, going back to that meme, it always has been. I mean, like, to go further, I mean, just look at the institution above us, the American government, the fact that they're, you know, in debt to a tune of trillions of dollars.
I wish I could be in debt for $1 trillion.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's literal magic amount.
And I'll make $1 payments every day on my $1 trillion debt.
Well, that's the thing, because the current amount that we are servicing, like that the American government is servicing, is, I think, 2 to 3 billion annually or something like that.
Wow.
So like our own government isn't even good at fucking its own financial management and actually like servicing its debts properly. I mean, it's a lot more complicated than that because of the fact that like it being a global reserve currency and other countries holding it, like, that's where the strength and the valuation of the dollar comes from. But it's also at the cost of America, technically on paper, being completely fucking insolvent and a really bad creditor. And the only reason that we're given the fucking like international like A+ rating is because everybody else goes, well, would you give America a bad rating? What do you think they're going to do if you give them a bad credit rating and say, we're not going to recognize you servicing your debt? It's the same thing as saying, oh, hey, guess what? I found oil.
And America starts drooling.
Yeah.
Didn't China start massively offloading all of our debt that we owe them to other countries?
Oh, yeah, no, they've been doing all kinds of like treasury bond drops, and they've been like swapping currencies and all the rest of it. Like, they're trying to get out of the trouble that they're effectively in with being tied at the hip to us because of the fact that they own so much of our debt. But that's also why they were able to do what they've been doing with like the whole thing that Trump is trying to supposedly resolve with the tariffs, of like the trade deficit and everything else, is the fact that like, well, yeah, we can sell you cheap tat because what are you going to charge us for, with the fact that like we already own a better portion of your fucking economy and your debt. So like, what right do you really have to say that we should pay that we should let you pay any less for what we're basically giving you for fucking free, if we really think about it? But like the one thing that caused Trump to fucking double back on, and it's crazy because we were talking about Japan, but I think it was fucking SoftBank. Like, they're the biggest Japanese hedge fund. They're the ones who are going around funding shit like Boston Dynamics. And like, they put money into that whole retarded fucking AI data center in Texas, or wherever the fuck retarded places they're going to put it. You know, let's put an AI data center in the fucking desert. Let's see how well that goes. But I think they put up like a part of that 500 billion or whatever, and there's like Saudis in there and all the other fucking like regular actors you would expect. But after he put the tariffs in place, like the blanket ones, there was what the fuck was it? I don't know if it was treasury bonds or I forget what it was that somebody dropped and basically like sold on the market, and it just absolutely tanked because the whole idea behind it was that what I was saying with the fact of like we regularly have payments of like 2 to 3 billion on our debt. Technically, with the outcomes of the tariff as it was going before anybody really did any kickback, it was actually minimizing the amount that we were going to have to pay. So it was getting closer to the tune of like 1.3 billion. But after people started just basically reacting to the fact that these tariffs were being slapped on everybody, there was a Japanese company that offloaded a bunch of the debt they were holding, and it massively spiked to the point where like it got closer to the high end of like 3 to 4 billion that we would have to service as a consequence of like what they were offloading from our debt. And everybody has at least pinpointed it to a Japanese company, but nobody knows exactly who. But for my money, I'm saying fucking SoftBank. I can't think of anybody else who's big enough to fucking have that much of an investment in like American debt and then be able to do something with it. And then just after that happened, like literally within like 18 hours or something like that, Trump was like, okay, I'll actually pause on tariffs for 90 days. It's like, oh, really? You realize it was a bad fucking idea to antagonize literally everybody who's potentially holding a part of our financial system in their hands. Damn, son, that's crazy. Like I said, it was the fucking stupidest idea you could have gone forward with. Like, it would have been better if it just stuck with it being a threat. That would have brought everybody into line. But, like, actually thinking you're going to stand there and go through with it for a couple of years, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah, totally.
Would you just check out for that, Jake?
You lost me a little bit. I'm going to be totally honest.
Yeah, sorry. You know,
well, I started reading something online that I knew I missed the part, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't come back into this."
Aaron's going on about who's owning American debt and the Japanese companies funding the government. Oh fuck, I missed something.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, I'm in too deep to say anything now. Yeah, good times.
Look, we started talking about credit, man.
Yeah, and the scam that it is.
And look,
Aaron has opinions.
Yeah, I have opinions. You know, I have words on this.
Don't we all? Oh boy.
And I've said it before. Like, I'm not gonna not fucking say something about it, guys.
It's a shame. I really need to start keeping a notebook with me. Although I can't find my little leather bound notebook because I look at that. I just looked at it.
I don't know where this thing is.
That's so funny. I had lost it for days and I couldn't find it. I literally looked over and it was on the end table. That's fucking crazy, honestly. No, I need to start if our podcast becomes a thing again, I need to start like writing ideas down for things that I want to talk about on a day-to-day. Good thing, because
I've noticed that like in some of the more like professional podcasts, not saying that ours is like, you know, not professional. Like, we're totally professionals, astute professional. Premiere. Anyway, this is what you come to here for this content for.
We're super professional.
But like people who sit down for like, you know, serious interviews or debates or even podcasts, like I've noticed that they will sit down and like jot down a note in the conversation if like things get a little tangented or sidetracked so that they can come back to it. Or even just like as somebody else is making statements, I'm like, you're just jotting, like I can see you jotting down to like make rebuttals or reminders for yourself or what have you. So it's honestly not a bad practice.
I do find that like taking paper notes like really helps too. Just being able to write down on paper.
We're the Tangent Central.
I feel like we're more the Tangent Central when we have another one of our cast members around who is still in time jail.
Yeah. I mean, how else would we have, glorious taco marriage?
God. Yeah.
Or not wearing your girlfriend's jeans, you cock.
I think that one was me, wasn't it? It might have been. I don't remember. It might have been Kyle. Who knows?
That sounds like something I would.
I still want to do like the very best of our podcast and like clip everything together and make everything fun and exciting and make it. I mean, Jesus, how much content could I possibly have? I don't even know how. I'm curious how many hours of like material we have.
I was gonna say, with all of the videos you and Trevor had made for Tarkov, like I was gonna say you should make like a quick little like supercut video, just like Tarkov moments there. You basically have enough for like a small video.
Yeah, but I feel like people don't want to watch PvE stuff, and it's all PvE. People are really weird about that.
I mean, it's still good moments though, like us fucking around just because we were, actually enjoying ourselves.
And you know what's funny? I don't know what the status of that game is right now. I hear like it's supposed to be coming to like full release soon, and we have to actually reset our progress.
I feel like I'm still surprised.
Yeah, dude.
I'm surprised if it's that close to being done.
Well, it's absolutely not.
4 or 5 more maps.
But it's like yeah, they want to put it in the full release, and they want and so to get that in PvE, you have to wipe again. So Nikita was like, "Oh, you'll never have to wipe." He's like, "Oh, by the way, if you want 1.0, you'll have to wipe."
Yeah. Are you surprised?
No, not at all. Everything that man says is a lie.
Nikita has been, like he's giving Todd Howard a run for his fucking money.
Didn't Todd? Todd didn't even want to release Oblivion, right?
The remaster?
Todd has repeatedly said he never wants to remaster any of the games. He wants to make sure they can always run on modern hardware. That's all he wants to do, because he wants people to play them how they were originally intended. But then Microsoft said, "You're not making us money. Starfield was a flop. We're giving this to another company." So it makes money.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, he could not want to make a remaster or remaster any of the games all he wants. Microsoft was the person who's like, "You forgot to ask somebody here."
Isn't there someone you forgot to ask?
Like, and that's why we're, going to get a fucking Fallout 3 or New Vegas fucking remaster down the line here, too. Well, I mean, Kyle, as he has said, saying that Fallout 3 is definitely getting remastered.
I don't even think unbiasedly so. I don't think Fallout 3 was really that good of a game compared to New Vegas. And I know,
oh boy, go listen to Pat Streets. Yeah.
What was he in the same sentiment or like?
Yeah, he's making a fucking video for Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and yeah, dude, he is like unremittent in some of his commentary on Fallout.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun. Like, it's an okay game, but there's really no, like, the ending sucks. The build up to get to your dad, spoiler alert, sucks. Like it just doesn't. it's not exciting. I actually recently tried to go back and play it, and I kind of just got bored. And I stopped playing it again. And the worst part is I'm playing Tale of Two Wastelands, so I want to get to New Vegas, but I'm just like, I just don't want to finish any of this. And I've only ever played 3 maybe like twice, so it's like my my third full playthrough of the game, but I just didn't even want to finish it.
I mean, my thing was that I played it the way that it like is not intended to be, where I was just wandering around the fucking wasteland doing whatever the fuck I want, and it's like, oh, there's really not much to fucking do here. I mean, me and Kyle were talking about it, where It only has 16 fucking side quests. That's it. That's the total side quests.
Well, and I also feel like they had, so you know how like in New Vegas, there's almost no random encounters when you're just out waltzing around in the desert.
Yeah. I was going to say,
and I feel the reason they did that was because there was so much, so lack of content that they needed to pad it out a little bit and add those random encounters,
It's the only thing that makes going out into the wider wasteland outside of fucking DC anything. Like, otherwise you'd just be walking through just...
I know. You know how many times I've run into those fucking idiots, the Talon Company or whatever the hell they are? That's just so annoying. I end up wearing their armor the entire game because, I just know I'm going to infinitely be able to repair it.
And then fucking... or just bands of like rad scorpions or mutants or whatever, and it's all leveled, so it's like there's not really any variation in the fucking combat. It's just more it's ascending levels of the same issue that like all the fucking Bethesda games have, of just like more bullet sponge enemies as you level. And it's like, damn, that's fun.
I really wish Bethesda could put out a good game.
Like, I'm gonna play it on easy difficulty just so it actually feels more fun.
They did. It's called Morrowind.
I meant a new good game.
Well, that's asking a little much, don't you think?
No.
That guy that I sent, just by the way, Frostbreak, he is great. He's a fucking Skyrim zoomer that has been going back and playing all of the old games to get, a perspective on how they were on release. And he's of the opinion that Fallout 3 was actually pretty good and New Vegas is fucking unplayable.
All right, give me the TLDR.
He plays everything completely vanilla, like as it was released. New Vegas is a crashing, buggy fucking mess that even with mods still barely runs and starts breaking. After 5 hours, he beat Fallout 3 and was like, as a shooter, as someone that doesn't play shooters, and this is the first time I'm playing a Bethesda shooter, it's okay. It's not like
let me stop you right there, because Obsidian used Bethesda's shitty engine, and they had 9 months to make that entire game.
Yeah. So you're one of the people that would be yelling at him. He is going back to replay it with a complete overhaul mod that apparently stops the crashing.
I feel like that in itself is an unfair comparison, because we're talking about the storyline. We're not talking about how the game runs. We're talking about like the content in the game, not how the game runs.
Going to the Pat streams, he's going to be doing both New Vegas and Fallout 3. I also didn't realize this, but apparently at least the first half of the main quests in both games is basically identical between Fallout 3 and New Vegas.
What?
Follow the objective to a guy that says, I know where the MacGuffin is, but you'll have to do something for me first. And then you either do that one side quest for him or speech check him to skip the side quest. So you skip content with speech and then go to the next person that says, well, the thing you're looking for, or the person you're looking for, was here. And I'll tell you if you do this thing for me or pass the speech check. And the entire first half of both main story quests is exactly the same. So even that argument of, well, they just did so much better writing in New Vegas is debatable.
Well, I feel like the writing...
There's some rose-tinted glasses that you have to think
I have just been playing through 3, and I'm bored. I'm so bored, I stopped playing the game. There's so little content and so little to do that I'm just like, I don't feel like playing this anymore. But
as we just said, there's the main quest and 16 side quests.
Yeah, I mean, and not to mention though, there's more role playability in New Vegas than there is 3. Like, just kind of, just like 4, you're kind of locked into this idea of like, this is who you are and you need to follow that.
Like, literally, I get to, Sanctuary or whatever, and then I stop touching the fucking main quest.
Yeah.
It's literally just me having modded it to go run around the wasteland and do shit. And like, I like the building system a little bit. I like the
I
weapon
actually kind of like
modification
the
and
building
stuff
system.
like that. Like, there are good features in Fallout 4. It's just that it's features nested in dog shit. And like I said, me trying to meaningfully engage with Fallout 4 story, I can't. Like, the most I can get to is getting to like, what the fuck's the main settlement?
Sanctuary.
No, not Sanctuary. The actual city.
Oh, Diamond City.
Oh.
Yeah, like getting to Diamond City and what's her face, the reporter. It's just how bad it is. I'm like,
Piper, I think.
Yeah, Piper. I also just have not like touched that game in so long either, but still, like getting to that point is like as far as I can go, and otherwise I'm like, dude, I'm like Jake is saying, I'm literally bored out of my fucking skull trying to engage with this. Like I'm mashing through dialogue. I don't care. I really don't care. But like New Vegas, no. I like the world and the factions and everything else. Like, yeah, the main story writing can be what it is, and even duplicated from like Fallout 3 in the overall scheme of how you progress through it. But it's just that what they've built around it is a lot more engaging in Vegas. Because, like Jake said, there's role play.
Yeah,
like,
and to add on to that,
the difference between the NCR and Caesar's Legion, and like engaging with the Great Khans or the all of the casinos, and it's just I don't know. There's a lot
and
more
to add
it.
to that, with New Vegas, you can choose a faction. In 3, you're kind of forced into being alongside your dad, and then like even in 4,
there are no factions.
Even in 4, you get factions, but like you're strong armed into the same ending with pretty much all of them, except for like the Institute.
Yeah,
there's like the idea,
and the DLC addressed that you can go be a raider now for $24.99 or whatever it costs nowadays. Pay up, pay pig.
I mean, the last time I played it, I literally did that of my own volition, where I was just like, yeah, I'm just destroying all the factions and just running around being a raider. And I had like a mod where I could make a whole raider.
Aaron, you did that mod before the DLC that let you be a raider came out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I did that on my own volition, where I was like, I want to engage with this game in such bad faith of like just taking out all of the shit content that I don't care about, that I'm literally going to like purposely just play like a genocide run and just run around just fucking gunning people down and just being fucking just malignant just because. I'll engage with your good features of making, fucking like modified guns and everything else, as long as I can like, fucking shoot Preston Garvey.
If that's your opinion on the right way to play Fallout 4, Aaron, you really should give Starfield a chance, because boy howdy does that have just redeeming game features, and that's about it.
I'm also not paying the money for that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll wait until it fucking goes.
Play my copy. Just log into my Steam account or
late
join my Steam family.
It's still $70,
maybe a mod,
and has mixed reviews still.
Is it really?
Look, Microsoft
they're still charging $70. Wow, I did not.
Microsoft wants to make their money, man.
I enjoy how your review says product received for free.
My review of Starfield
it does.
How did I get it for free?
Probably because you ordered the special edition and activated the key code.
Did I? I don't remember.
Yeah, you bought the stupid watch.
Oh yeah, I wanted the watch. I still use it's the only smartwatch I own.
I don't know. I still want to play it eventually. Like it seems as if it's a pretty good exploration game to an extent. I know it's not perfect for exploration.
Like I said, the story is like maybe almost as good as Fallout 4's.
I was gonna say that's not a good one.
But the systems are really good.
I can't believe
when you're telling me like there's maybe like a small fucking like shard of a fucking diamond on this pile of dog shit. Wow.
I think probably my biggest issue with Starfield, with the story at least, is it's so incredibly one-trick pony that, like, once you've done it once, the game is designed from the ground up to be infinitely, in giant air quotes, replayable, and you want to do it over and over and over again because of the gimmick of the game. But I have played through Morrowind, for example. Like, I've never finished the game. One time I maxed strength and punched Dagoth to death in one hit. But I've never gone through the whole campaign all the way you're supposed to. And I've played through it like 15, 20 times, and every single time it's been different. Once you play the Starfield campaign through your first time, every subsequent time that you go through, it just gives you that option of, do you want to use a speech check to skip the next 40 minutes of gameplay and go to the next story beat? Because here you can do that now. And you know everything. There are no twists. There is no emergent gameplay. Nothing different will ever happen. So, like, it's kind of cool the first time you play through it, and then you learn the interesting quirk for this game, and then it stops being interesting in the least.
Like, I'm gonna go back to what Pat was saying. Like, is this because they're having a dialogue with themselves? Is this like a fucking, like, you know, unconscious expression of like like Bethesda as it is developed to like how it is now, where it's just bland and they're struggling to put out good ideas, good projects anymore?
It seems so hard to believe that they can struggle to put out bad ideas. I mean, you should, in theory, have an incredible creative team. You should, in theory, have, you know, incredible engines that you've built over the years. I honestly, I think one of the big problems is like they focus because they're a AAA company, they focus so heavily on, you know, the visual look of the game, you know, how grand it seems, you know, from the outside. Then you get inside and you know, it's like, whoa, this is just a little tiny thing. This is nothing special. And I feel like they need to get back to focusing on making a good story and not focusing so heavily on like how well it looks. I think that's one of the biggest problems with AAA games is everybody wants graphics, and it's like, that's not.
Yeah, I don't even really necessarily having looked at the creation kit from Morrowind all the way up to Starfield. I don't even think their engine has necessarily gotten better. Like, sure, it can visualize more stuff on screen, but woohoo! I wish that they would just go back to using base Gamebryo instead of modified Gamebryo, because it was much, much easier to use. They could actually get shit out fast. It ran stuff really well, and like, they're still using the same scripting language. The only thing that would change is, it would go back to polygraphics instead of having fucking GTX on all the time.
Well, one of the things is having, like, at least with like Starfield, with no depth, and I mean a lot of entering into the territory of space games. That's the one difficulty they're all having, like Star Citizen or No Man's Sky in a sense, or Elite Dangerous. That's the one I was thinking of. Like the one I actually fucking played and liked, and I'm having difficulty remembering it. But yeah, like, I don't know. In the space game territory, that's all kind of their difficulty, is just actually finding anything that's like engaging and meaningful to do in a giant sandbox like that, because it's just such scale. And then adding, you know, difference, especially when you're using procedural generation to fill all of it. It's like, but how do we actually get that to like interesting?
You know, Aaron, if I'm going to go back and play a game that's procedural generated and it's a space game, I'm just going to play Starbound.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Starbound was actually...
I mean, if you want to play an amazing... it's not a space game, but if you want to play an amazing procedurally generated game that has literally hundreds of hours of content, Go
Here it
play Bethesda's
Oh,
Daggerfall.
okay. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I was not expecting that one.
It
I mean,
literally is.
Daggerfall does technically have procedure generate. I mean, it's
Besides
very
the main quest
primitive.
and like I think a few key side quests, the entirety of the game is procedurally generated. In what 1995 or whenever it came out.
I think 95 or 96, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, if they had just refined that more and better, like you were saying, of just sticking to their old fucking code bases, like with that,
96, wow.
and like Jake is saying, not focusing on graphical fidelity, like you could definitely make a lot more depth in content. And I think one of the biggest examples of that is like Dwarf Fortress, where there's so much fucking crunch and depth to that game, and
it
it's
still uses
ASCII.
fucking ASCII.
And it's
like
fucking
it has
ASCII.
graphics now, but it's literally just assigning a tiny little pixel chart to each key on the screen.
I would also like to make an argument, and I've already mentioned this game today, and you know what game I'm going to say. RuneScape, how much people hated the combat update because it was more like WoW. When you have something that's simplistic and that's just not overwhelming, it's so much more welcoming to so many more people. When you have something that's overly complicated and just, oh wow, it looked pretty, great.
It's been a while,
trying
but
to
isn't
do the
old
old school RuneScape thing and trying to like mimic WoW with their classic servers and everything else, like they're copying bad habits of other MMOs.
Who, RuneScape?
And then also trying to like fit into the mold. I feel like
they kind of have their old problems. I was more referencing like, you know, we got RuneScape 3 and everybody hated the combat of evolution, so you know they took a step back and like, okay, let's really look at what fans want. But now we're getting into that point where again the loudest criers are the ones who are ruining the game.
So it's been a while since I've played either of them, but isn't the old classic RuneScape combat like just EverQuest combat?
Which classic are you talking about? Like the original classic or old school RuneScape?
The one that I would have played, which I guess is old school RuneScape.
Well, not
I didn't
really.
play the first one.
It's just point and click. Point, click, do damage. That's it.
I mean, yeah, that was EverQuest.
And like dice rolls.
Yeah.
Have you... I did play a little bit with Jesse, and it wasn't bad. Have you ever considered just trying EverQuest?
I have not. I never gave it any thought. I've never played it before. It's because I mean, you know, when you find an MMO you like, you don't change it. You just stick with an MMO you like.
Yeah, and I did that until I just stopped playing MMOs in general because I got tired of having FOMO pushed in my face constantly.
Where I am with...
Like, oh, you better get this or you'll never see it again. That's why, honestly, like, Jesse might have had the right idea with EverQuest. The game has gotten like light content updates since the 90s. They don't do all that other bullshit.
Like they just fucking released an expansion like 2023 or something like that for EverQuest, and it's like, what the fuck?
I can't believe that game's still around. Honestly, I thought it wasn't around anymore.
No, that the game's like fucking Ultima and some of the older fucking like MMOs that used to exist where they fucking.
Is it actually free to play, or do you have to like buy a membership for it?
It is 100% free to play. I think there is. Let me see what the membership does. Daybreak access. That gives
I don't know.
you...
That's why MMOs are always a fucking hard sell to me. Like, I don't know. I can't get into the play style of like the grinding and like Kyle was saying, the FOMO and all of that shit.
But that's one of the things I love about RuneScape. And I know the grinding is that, but okay, here's two problems. I love the grinding in RuneScape because there was always a purpose to your grinding. There was always different ways to do skills. You didn't have to do the same thing over and over again. But now they're just, you know, there's one skilling activity, and that's the way you're going to level up your skill, and it's faster than all the other methods, and it's better, it's more efficient. It's like, I don't want that. They're ruining the game.
So if you pay for
that's min-max
EverQuest
and all the rest of it. Like,
it gives you 6 extra character slots, double XP rate, and access to the test server.
Well, I don't want
That's
double
it.
XP rates.
So then,
Yeah, right.
honestly, just give it a try. If it's fun enough, I might
but
give
you
it a
wouldn't give
try.
RuneScape a try, you fuck.
I mean, Jesse constantly trying to get me into EverQuest was a really hard sell. I did play it for a little bit. It wasn't bad. But I just don't really like MMOs anymore.
Yeah, but it's so easy to play.
But if all of us want to give it a try,
I was saying I've never liked MMOs. But,
I used to really like MMOs. I still, like to play Warframe. That's a light MMO.
Eve was the furthest I went with an MMO.
Yes, Eve. I miss playing with spreadsheets while we sat there and
I never liked Eve. I'm going to be totally honest with you.
I don't blame you for it. It is a very particular type of autism that allows somebody to fucking enjoy it.
I liked processing product yields and figuring out, we're going to mine this much. Here we have to plan our income, our route to sell all of this, what we're going to manufacture. Yeah, I just liked the spreadsheets. Which, I mean, you see what I do when I'm
playing Space Economy
doing our tabletop games now, and I set up fucking 40 gigabyte Excel spreadsheets.
It's not 40 gigabytes.
No, but,
It is probably a lot larger of a file size than it would have to be, but I mean, I won't fucking undersell it because I don't know. I think it's an impressive format to set up to facilitate all that, and that's why I was even saying should honestly figure out a way to export and package that as a thing, because I'm pretty sure people would be like, dude, this is fucking awesome to be able to use to organize all the role play, and especially if even further just put forward the idea of all of the play modifiers that we were using from Mothership and say, look, use this and play it this way, and you can have long form campaigns. I don't know. I feel like you could probably get people to be interested, let alone sign on to that.
I would say so.
Jake, as someone who works with Excel spreadsheets occasionally, what do you say is about a normal size for an Excel spreadsheet?
50 million megabytes.
All right. Well, mine's 167 megs.
It's probably a lot.
It's a pretty large file. It's like I was saying, I had a feeling it was probably pretty developed, considering you have all of the drop downs and calculators and everything built into it now.
Yeah, that would be really easy to just share with people, and I'm sure people would appreciate that.
I think I might. The biggest issue is I need to get that Windows development software, whatever it's fucking called.
Oh, the thing we were looking into that would actually let you fucking export it.
No, what is the thing where you program EXEs on Windows? I forget. The thing that needs to be installed with every fucking program.
Oh, I forget. I just remember
SDK,
there was
Windows. .NET, yeah, the .NET framework. I need to get that installed on my air-gapped, isolated computer so I can, just work on shit at work. But I have to get the installers put there so I can.
I'm just gonna bet that it probably needs to be online.
I don't know. I don't know if you would be able to use an older version of it that would maybe be before they put in place any of that nonsense.
You can use .NET offline. It's often necessary in environments with limited to no internet access. Oh, okay. So I can still do it. I just got to get the installer. I tried installing .NET on one of the work computers. And it's just no, you can't do that. We're not going to let you program on
with
security
all the
computers.
Yeah, I was about to say, with all the shit that they have fucking running in the background to keep anything from running outside of fucking anybody who has the fucking IT admin access. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Especially being able to fucking make EXEs on the computers, God forbid they
Okay.
I don't know. I was wondering where else that could really be applied. I mean, we used that one fucking Excel that guy made to be able to just roll up characters in D&D before, and that was like convenient enough. Let alone like he distributed that.
Yeah, I could
So like it's not like
port
it's
it over into
of
Excel
the realm.
proper, so it's not on Google Sheets, and I just need to clean up a lot of my data. Is the problem, and why I'd
I
kind of
remember I
like
was
just
sitting there
dump it all
going
into an
through
exe.
it.
Also, if I make it an exe, I could give it like a nice UI and have like different tabs. I just need to figure out, how to how to set up database
Have an
files.
installer. You can have the installer have a little codex music like.
Oh God, yeah, I miss those days. Jake, I need you to design the song that will play during my program's
Okay.
installer.
Or the fucking Windows setup fucking track.
Wow. Now I want to listen to that again. Thanks, dickhead.
You act like it's a bad thing to want to listen to it again. Oh, I'm sorry. I told you or reminded you of the absolute fucking bop. Like,
Yeah,
my
it
bad.
reminded me of a banger. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll link that as our outro music for this next podcast. That'll be our outro music, the Windows XP theme.
I mean, that's
Was it XP?
Windows XP setup. I'm sure I have it on my soundboard, but I'm not going to play it.
Would we get hit
I
with
don't
copyright?
think so. Oh boy. Well,
It'd be more
It's
just like
been
in the
2
middle of
hours.
conversation.
It's pretty good
I'd
for our
say-
first time back in 5
yeah, I know.
fucking
I'd say
years.
It seems like a good place to
Yeah, we're back.
wrap her up and nice little bow, and then we back in another 5 years.
Yeah, hopefully a little sooner than that. Maybe next time Jesse won't be dying of time prison tooth decay, and we'll all be able to get on for some bullshit.
Nice.
But yes, until next
Thanks
time,
for joining
guys.
us. This has been your friends that have escaped from time prison.
Came back.
If a time cop comes up to you
Knee him in the
and
nuts.
asks where you were during some dates, just tell him to come back with a warrant and flee the country.
There you go.
Come back with a time warrant.